The New York Times, a former newspaper, has endorsed Hillary Clinton for president. So that's one vote for Hillary Clinton, plus everyone who is swayed by the opinion of the New York Times. So that's one vote for Hillary Clinton. The Times endorsement said, quote, yes, Mrs. Clinton lies and lies and lies. But so do we, and we're nice people. And we went to very good schools, too. And we dress well. Look at these suits. Do you think everyone wears suits like these? No siree. Plus, Hillary Clinton has a record of service and pragmatism. Oops, there we go lying again. But look at these great suits. Unquote. The Times went on to cite Mrs. Clinton's experience in public office, how her reset with Russia ended the threat from Vladimir Putin's imperial ambitions, how her overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya brought greater peace and stability to the Middle East, and how her planting of candy cane seeds in the marshmallow jungles of South America caused enough cotton candy trees to grow to feed the entire population of Venezuela, plus the unicorns. The Times dismissed rumors of Mrs. Clinton's bad health, saying, quote, reality is not our beat. This is the New York Times, unquote. In other endorsement news, Ted Cruz, who used to be like, I don't know, a senator or something, gave his endorsement to Donald Trump. As you recall, Cruz refused to give that endorsement at the Republican National Convention because Trump had insulted Cruz's wife and suggested that Cruz's father had a hand in the assassination of President Kennedy. But now that some time has gone by and those things have no longer happened, Cruz said he was willing to forget the past and, in fact, couldn't even remember what he was just saying. Some Cruz supporters feared his endorsement of a big government liberal who had never read the Constitution would damage his reputation for conservative purity. But Cruz said he would restore that reputation by selling conservative purity keychains and souvenirs on his website and hosting a conservative purity game show on Fox News to fill the slot left open by whatever newswoman just got molested there and quit. He says he also considered marketing conservative purity macaroni and cheese, but it looked too much like Donald Trump and tasted like crap, or vice versa. In a final startling endorsement, Michelle Obama was seen hugging former President George W. Bush. Mrs. Obama addressed the press afterwards, saying, quote, that was the first time I ever had my arms around a cisgender, heterosexual white male who loves America, and I actually kind of liked it. Barack always said they were bad people, but just the touch of him made me tingle all over. It makes me wonder what I've been missing all these years. In fact, it makes me wonder if maybe Barack has been lying to me about other things, too. Like maybe the failures of his administration aren't really W's fault. Maybe my husband is just an incompetent blowhard, unquote. After her statement, 2 Secret Servicemen led the dazed and starry-eyed Mrs. Obama away. She is now being held at Arkham Asylum with other insane supervillains like Joker, Riddler, and the editors of the New York Times. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.
I feel hunky-dunky, life is tickety-boo. Birds are winging, also singing hunky-dunky-doo. Ship-shaped, ipsy-topsy, the world is zippity-zing. It's a wonderful day, hurrah, hooray! It makes me want to sing. Oh, hurrah, hooray! Oh, hooray, hooray!
All right, what an earworm that thing is. I can't stop singing it. It's like, so we got to reset the clock to 0 days I haven't cracked up. I was on a roll there, too. I think it was because I wasn't here, maybe. That was what was doing. All right, it's Mailbag Day. Woo! We have the official Lindsay Woo. You know, this entire show is like Lindsay has left her mark. This sign, the cardboard sign. She wrote that song, didn't she? Didn't she write the music to that? The music, yeah. I think she did, yeah. And our official trademark Whoo-hoo and everything. We miss her. We miss you, Linz. All right, if you subscribe, you cannot see the mailbag if you're just watching on Facebook or YouTube, because after 15 minutes, we're going to cut you off like a disobedient child. We're going to plunge you into darkness, and the only way you can hear the mailbag is to come over to the Daily Wire or download us from iTunes or SoundCloud. But if you subscribe, you can watch the whole thing on the Daily Wire as it's happening. You also get, for a limited time only, I think, is still offered a free copy of my memoir, The Great Good Thing, A Secular Jew Comes to Faith in Christ. And by the way, I know I said that I was going to talk about my feelings about the Bible because a lot of people have been bugging me about this. And I knew somebody would ask about it in the mailbag, and somebody did, so we'll get to it. If you're still watching and haven't been plunged into the exterior darkness. All right, so the debate. The media universally declared Donald Clinton the winner, Hillary Clinton the winner. Here is Trump's reaction to that. This is on the media.
We're going to take on the special interests, the lobbyists, and the corrupt corporate media right back there. They are corrupt as you can get. You know, the single weapon that Hillary Clinton has, I mean, she couldn't even pass her bar exam in Washington, D.C. She failed it. The single weapon that she's got is the media. Without the mainstream media, she wouldn't even be here, folks. That I can tell you. She wouldn't even be here. She wouldn't have a chance. So we're going to create a new government that serves you, your family, and your country, and it's going to be the kind of government that you've been looking for a long time.
All right, well, he gave it to them, and they deserved it. There's no question about it. You heard here first that even though it was a tie on points because Trump won the first part and she won the last part and the middle part was kind of a tie, even though it was a tie on points, that I thought that Hillary Clinton benefited because a lot of women were watching this thing and thinking that she stood up to this bully. Well, the media has gone nuts on this. I mean, they have gone. The New York Times, a former newspaper, they must have had 5 editorials about this over the course of the last, couple of hours. One was, their main editorial was called Hillary Clinton's Every Woman Moment. There were plenty of aha moments for any woman who was the sole female member of her company's management team, a female sportscaster, bartender, cop, construction worker, law partner, or yes, a beauty queen, and maybe for the sole female presidential candidate too. On Monday night, those women got to see Mrs. Clinton stand up to that common hazard of working while female. The sexist blowhard, the harasser. Here's another one, same paper, right? This is like they just plastered it. Hillary Clinton will not be man-terrupted. Feminists are such pigs. I got to say, feminists are pigs. They are the nastiest people. All right, to anyone who has observed Mr. Trump speak, she says it shouldn't have been surprising, shouting, talking over, bulldozing, mansplaining. These are Mr. Trump's linguistic trademarks. Cosmo senior political writer Jill Filipovic tweeted, "Reminder to women, a lot of men who hate Hillary Clinton hate her because they hate you too. Yes, including your Trump-voting husband. He hates you." These people, these are the worst people on earth. The thing about this is, the reason I say that, first of all, these women, you're man-interrupting. Maybe I'm man-interrupting because you're girl talking too much. What is that stuff? And the thing about it is, it's not like they have no point. That's what makes it so frustrating. It's that, yes, men are aggressive. They want to always have something to say. They always want to talk. And sometimes they don't remember to stop and let women talk. And the thing is, if you want women to act like ladies, you got to act like a gentleman. But the reverse is true, too. If you want women to act like gentlemen, you got to act like a lady. So these people, think it's wrong for Donald Trump to interrupt Hillary Clinton. Yes, it is. The guy he's a slob. He's a slob. But it's also wrong for her. She's a shrill witch who hectors people and blames people. So, if women are going to act like that, why shouldn't men act like Donald Trump? These guys are the product of the left. These people are 2 products of the left. One of them a screeching feminist witch, and the other one a blowhard and a stumblebum who hasn't got the manners of a pig. But if you don't want it to be like that, ladies, you got to be ladies. Gentlemen, you got to be gentlemen. That's the way it is. There's no other answer. Otherwise, we'll all be equal and we'll hate each other. Anyway, so of course, the female reporter on the plane, because God forbid she asks her a question or fact checks any of the stupid things Hillary Clinton said, she says, how was it being man-interrupted all the time? Here it is.
Donald Trump about the way he kept interrupting and the way he answered the question about gender. Do you think women would react to that?
Well, I think his demeanor, his temperament, his behavior on the stage could be seen by everybody. People can draw their own conclusions. And I thought on several occasions he was making charges and claims that were demonstrably untrue, offering opinions that I think a lot of people would find offensive and off-putting. He can run his campaign and present himself however he chooses, but the real point is about temperament and fitness and qualification to hold the most important, hardest job in the world. And I think people saw last night some very clear differences between us.
But Interestingly, in a private interview, we asked Hillary how it felt to be female when dealing with the mainstream media, and this is what she said.
I'm a girl, and by me that's only great. I am proud that my silhouette is curvy, that I walk with a sweet and girlish gait, with my hips kind of swivelly and swervy. I adore being dressed in something frilly. When my date comes to get me at my place, out I go with my Joe or John or Billy, like a filly who is ready for the race. When I have a brand new hairdo, with my eyelashes all in curl, I float as the clouds on air do. I enjoy being a girl.
So it's not all bad, you know. It's not really that tough being the first female candidate for president in this particular atmosphere. But let's take a look, let's take a look at the other side of this. Lester Holt got a lot of flack from the right, and Trump wisely didn't complain about it, but he did say this. This is Trump talking about the moderator, Lester Holt.
I thought she was very bad in the first half when they were asking normal questions. And when they were asking unfair questions, she got better.
Well, and what grade would you give Lester Holt?
I'd give him a C, C+. I thought he was okay. I thought he was fine. Nothing outstanding. I thought he gave me very unfair questions at the end, the last 3-4 questions. But, I'm not complaining about that. I thought he was okay.
Okay.
Holt was genuinely unfair, and I think Trump is right. You don't want to go around complaining about the moderators, but every moderator is a left-winger, except for the one from Fox, Chris, what's his name? Chris Wallace, thank you. But this is Holt's worst moment, as far as I was concerned, and it was a big one. This is really bad news. This is like Holt's Candy Crowley moment. Remember, Candy Crowley interrupted Mitt Romney to fact-check him and was wrong. When Romney had Obama on the ropes over his lie about Benghazi, Candy Crowley said, oh, he didn't lie. He did. Here's Holtz doing the same thing to Trump. When Trump starts talking about stop and frisk, a policy that was in New York under Giuliani and Mayor Bloomberg that meant the police, if they saw somebody acting suspiciously, could see if he had a gun.
We have to bring back law and order. Now, whether or not in a place like Chicago you do stop and frisk, which worked very well, Mayor Giuliani is here, it worked very well in New York, it brought the crime rate way down. But you take the gun away from criminals that shouldn't be having it. We have gangs on the street, and in many cases, they're illegally here, illegal immigrants, and they have guns, and they shoot people. And we have to be very strong, and we have to be very vigilant. We have to know what we're doing. Right now, our police, in many cases, are afraid to do anything. We have to protect our inner cities because African-American communities are being decimated by crime.
Your 2 minutes expired, but I do want to follow up. Stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional in New York because it largely singled out black and Hispanic young men.
No, you're wrong. It went before a judge who was a very against police judge. It was taken away from her, and our new mayor, refused to go forward with the case.
Trump is absolutely right. He's 100% correct. Lester Holt is 100% wrong. First of all, a judge couldn't rule stop and frisk unconstitutional because the Supreme Court ruled it constitutional in 1965, so they had no power to do that. Here's a description of what did happen from the Wall Street Journal. The federal judge in the stop and frisk case was Shira Scheindlin, a notorious police critic whose behavior got her taken off the case by the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. The appellate court put it this way: upon review of the record in these cases, we conclude that the district judge ran afoul of the code of conduct for United States judges. And then what happened was Bloomberg's term ran out, and this communist de Blasio took over, and he didn't appeal the case. I mean, but that is an extraordinary rebuke from a federal court to another federal judge, saying that she was not fair. We're going to pause here for a minute, but continue this conversation. We have to say goodbye to our friends at Facebook and YouTube, but come on over to the Daily Wire, and we will be there.